I will recognize Mike Ridgeway, who is the chair of the Human Rights Commission.
Thank you, Mayor, Councilman, Councilwoman. As you all are well aware, Norman proclaims itself to be an inclusive community. When you come into the city limits, there are signs that say that Norman is an inclusive community. When you look at the website, every page says that Norman is building an inclusive community. And one of the ways that we build that, one of the ways that the Human Rights Commission participates in that, is by holding inclusive community discussion meetings. We've had 4 of those, and out of those have come comments from GLBT community that they've recounted a history of mistreatment. They've talked about being bullied. They've talked about feeling like that they're not treated fairly by public safety officers. A variety of examples of ways in which they feel like that they've been treated unfairly. I'd like to begin by reading the proclamation because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding or misconception about what the proclamation actually says. A proclamation of the mayor of the city of Norman, Oklahoma, proclaiming the month of October 2010 as Gay, Lesbian, Bisexual, and Transgendered History Month in the city of Norman. Whereas the month of October was first recognized in 1995 as Lesbian and Gay History Month by several state governors and mayors to provide education about and recognize the contributions of gay and lesbian citizens throughout our nation's history. And whereas the celebration of history in the United States is a time-honored tradition to recognize the achievements of different individuals and groups who have made positive but sometimes unrecognized contributions to our country's history and cultural greatness. And whereas a number of groups in Oklahoma promote understanding, acceptance, and equality for gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender individuals, including Cimarron Alliance Foundation and chapters of Parents, Families, and Friends of Lesbians and Gays in Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Stillwater, Enid, Muskogee, and Norman. And whereas Norman's history includes a 5-year struggle in the late 1970s that was eventually resolved by the Oklahoma Supreme Court in 1981 and resulting in the University of Oklahoma recognizing the Gay Activist Alliance as an official student organization, leading to the establishment of and contributions to community and university life of the current OU Gay, Lesbian, Bisexual, Transgender, and Friends, and Gay Straight Alliances at both Norman High School and Norman North High School, who model treating all people equally without regard to sexual orientation. And whereas the city of Norman benefits from the many GLBT citizens who own businesses within the city and who contribute to our community through the arts, education, science, politics, faith, healthcare, public service, and all other walks of life. And whereas the city of Norman's commitment to inclusiveness and mutual respect dictates that all young people should feel safe to learn without the fear of harassment, and all individuals, families, and seniors should be allowed to live their lives with dignity and respect. And now, therefore, I, Mayor of the City of Norman, Oklahoma, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2010 as Gay, Lesbian, Bisexual, and Transgendered History Month in the City of Norman. I stress the word history there because that, I think, is the critical point here. We proclaim that we are an inclusive community. Inclusive communities are built not of walls, but of bridges. As a community, we do not become enlightened about each other by closing our eyes and arguing in favor of darkness. We do not develop understanding by closing our ears and arguing for deafness. It's easy to protect the rights of people who look like us, who think like us, who act like us. It is important to protect the rights of those who are different. We all have neighbors, do business with, and are served by people who belong to the GLBT community. We may or may not know who they are, but they are members of the larger family of Norman citizens. They carry on their daily lives and perform civic duties just like you and I do. We ask you to join us in municipal self-examination. Look at the role our GLBT citizens have played and continue to play in the success of our city. Look at the challenges these citizens have experienced, ranging from garden variety discrimination to beatings and even murder. Look honestly at our weaknesses and identify ways to strengthen our bonds. I often carry a stone that I purchased at the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. It has inscribed one word: remember. Sometimes it reminds me of the time my family was driving through Mississippi and stopped at a laundromat. My mom was loading blue jeans into the washing machine, and I noticed the sign up there that said whites only. I said, "Mom, you can't wash those blue jeans in that washing machine." She explained to me what the sign meant. It still hurts every time I remember that story. But we must remember society's painful moments in order to avoid repeating them. We must seek understanding, acceptance, and equality for all. This proclamation only asks that we remember, yet it has generated unforeseen last-minute opposition that serves as evidence that the perceptions and fears of Norman's GLBT community are well-founded. We are not asking for any changes to ordinances or to the city's charter, and acknowledging history is not the same as embracing or approving a set of beliefs or a culture or a lifestyle. The important thing about history is that we learn from it, that we not repeat our mistakes. What we should embrace is the commitment our founding fathers made in the last sentence of the Declaration of Independence. With a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Like our founding fathers, the citizens of Norman are all on the same team. We should act like it. The Human Rights Commission has given this proclamation a lot of thought, and we appreciate the careful consideration that you are giving it. We unanimously ask that you begin tearing down the existing walls and building bridges by approving. Thank you.